the new year, one of the things we are trying to do is to drive engagement going forward. So we are looking for volunteers. Social media is not one of my strengths. I tiptoe around social media. If that's your strength and you are interested in taking this forward, because how did this start? This started because I was choking from having to mentor, coach, and guide too many people than my hours in the day could accommodate. So I'm well aware of how many people will benefit because it is no longer a matter of speculations or personal opinion anymore that coaching makes a difference. Coaching makes a difference. So the whole essence is let's democratize it. Let's make it available to different people so that it could go around and the world could become a better place. So it's completely free. So there is no reason, no excuse for you not to be here. All right. So we do this ritual at the end of every year. October, November, and January of every year is dedicated to intentionality. And if you do not know what I'm driving at with that, just stay with us. This program is usually about an hour, a little more, depending on the intensity of the engagement. So you will soon be done with this. All right. So for this run is the same question that we've been asking for the last 3 years or thereabout. And that question is, how do you win the new year? How do you win in 2026? And which is why we like to ask the question or engage the topic looking backward to look forward. The driving principle or the driving objective behind it is, how can you win? How can I win? You know, of recent, I have had to do a lot of reflections, a lot of thinking. I'm very reflective. And some things struck me very profoundly. And I just hope one day I'll be able to sit down and really write. Have you realized that life, this entire life, is all is the summation of a few simple, basic, wait for it, repetitive things? Have you thought about it? So think of it like this. If you hear that a man lives to be 90, the simple meaning is that he has seen 90 January, 90 February's, 90 March, 90 April's, 90 May's, just run it onto the month that the person died. If you think of sports, which is one of my go-to spaces for illustration, this thing has been ringing in my head and I've been giving a lot of thought of recent. I follow a lot of sports. I don't understand some like rugby, like baseball, but the ones that I understand are very interesting. So think of the game of golf. Golf at the standard level has 18 holes. They say is the front 9 and the back 9. And then golfers who come, they play on a Thursday, they play on a Friday, they play on a Saturday, they play on a Sunday. They call it 4 rounds. And then at the end of the Sunday 18 holes, the player that has the highest score. If you don't know the game, sorry, I can't teach you too much detail now, but the player that has the highest score wins. But wait for it, it's the same 18 holes that they are playing day in, day out for the 4 consecutive days. Leave that, go to Formula One. Formula One is, if you don't know, fast cars. You find the drivers. What would they do? They have a race track. And that race sometimes takes like 2 hours, 3 hours. But it is the same track that they are running around, sometimes 56 laps So they go round it and round it and round it 56 times. Go to football, whether it's a match, 11 people on this side, 11 on that side, and they are going around it 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes first half, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes second half, and it's done. If it's a league, if it's a competition, it's the same stadium or the same set of stadia, the same clubs, the same 90 minutes. They keep going and going and going. Go to tennis, the same. Go to basketball, the same. And I've been thinking, one of my favorite quotes when I teach is that there is nothing mystical or magical about success. That success, and I hope I can find it before I finish, that success is about identifying the basics, the essentials of life, mastering them, and getting good at them. And so, another year is before us. We are praying and trusting God to please keep us safe, keep us well, spare our lives. Let's see 2026. Let's see 2036. Let's see 2076. Should He tarry and those that will still be alive at that time. So if God takes care of that part, what do you need to do to win? And the whole essence of this, my 2-3 minutes talk, is that if you commit yourself to doing these things, when you watch the game of golf, even though these things are the same, the variables shift. So sometimes the one is wet, and so they say that the green is very slow. Sometimes the two is dry. Sometimes the wind is blowing east to west. Sometimes the wind then shifts to west to east. Sometimes there is even no wind. The variables continue to morph. And so the player needs to keep adjusting their games, knowing that they need to get the ball into the hole with the fewest amount of hits of the ball. It's the same thing. You commit yourself to mastering how to win year after year. You join the people who don't just count years, but those that make years to count. Some things you lose. So one of the things that intrigued me about the game of golf, and I hope I'm not boring those who don't like sport, is so think of the 18 hole that is played 4 days. It means that each player will play each hole 4 times. And interesting, a golf player can play, say, hole 9. And the first one, maybe he makes a birdie. A birdie is when you get the ball into the hole with 1 shot less. He can play that same hole the following day and have a bogey, which is where you go over the amount of allowed hits by 1, or even a double bogey where you go over it by 2. He can then play that same hole, that same golf course the 3rd day and have an eagle, which is where you have at least 2 or more hits before you get the ball. You save 2 or more hits before you get the ball into the hole, the same hole. But how do you master it? It's by keep going after it. So it really matters very little what has happened January to September to October 2025. You can make up your mind to make 2026 the year where you get very intentional with your year. There is no guarantee that you will achieve everything you want to do in 2026. But if you keep to it, you learn what worked, you learn what did not work, and you learn what you can do differently. You spin it, 2027, God sparing our lives, 28, 32, 35. You can't be the same again. Why? Because you don't drift to your destination. Taking the steering doesn't mean everything will be smooth, but there's no way you can drift your destination. I tell those who are around me when I teach this thing that, look, is it possible for somebody to graduate from a university and say, oh, I am now a graduate, but guess what? I don't know how it happened. Is it possible? Or I'm a master craftsman. I am now sewing for the president of Nigeria or the president of the US, but guess what? I have no clue how it happened. No, it doesn't happen that way because you don't just drift to your destination. If you look at this page, see all these great people doing great things, done great things for themselves. They can't, there's a lot of story behind this, a whole lot. And my message is that you too can win. If it be you, like we say, local parlance, you too can win. So this 2025, and by the way, we have not given up on 2025. 2025 still has 2 full months that you can do something with before the end of the year. So between what is left of this year and the new year, you can get intentional with your life. If you are with me so far, can you please just go onto the chat box and type intentional? And if you are where you can talk, can you unmute and just say intentional? You have to be intentional. Jam me. Let me know I'm not talking to myself because this is not a training. I'm just building up to something. If you are here and you are following, drop a message. Just type intentional. If you can talk, unmute and say intentional. Let's hear it. Thank you. Intentional, yes. Intentional, yes. I have
Intentional.
to. Sorry, say that again.
Intentional.
Intentional. Thank you, Titoloju. Yes, intentional. I need more. I need like 3 more. Yes. All these different.
Intentional.
Thank you, sir. All these different John T's.
Intentional,
Can you
intentional,
rename? Can you rename?
intentional.
Thank you. So you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. None of the people that I showed you here succeeded by accident. You need to go and one of the things I love is to read biographies, or on DSTV I like to watch the History Channel biographies. There's always a story to tell. And I hope you know that if you are not taking ownership of your time and life, something else will take the ownership for you. So let's go. If you are close to this program, you know that when we talk about things, we like to see what a science said about it. And the research you find here is that, look, if you are not intentional with your life, the one that comes default is that we are always hugging the familiar. All of us. Nobody likes to be disrupted. That is why, I don't know whether it's a universal adage, but in my side of the world, they will say things like, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Change is painful because many people are afraid of losing control. You wonder what's going to happen. Recently, I had an experience that helped me just realize that, look, change is not easy. I had some leakage in my bathroom recently, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Just a drip, but the perfectionist that I am, how can water be dripping? Yes, it is bathroom, but you can't come to bathroom and you have water everywhere on the floor. So call plumber, come and fix this. Oh, it is the hose, small hose, maybe 2K, maybe 1K. Buy the hose, change the hose. It is still leaking. Oh, what's the problem? Okay, let me tighten it at the point of the water heater. Before you know, Jack Robinson, water heater came off the hook, smashed the wash hand basin. The water heater itself broke. Everything, yam, pepper, scatter. That's why people are afraid of change. But if you don't touch it, one day that drip of water will become a torrent. You still have to deal with it. So because of what can happen when people are trying to change, a lot of people are very afraid. They don't want to go near change. Okay? Some also, because of not being sure that they can deal with the emotional complication, they would rather stay where they are. Some even do it because they like the pity and the attention it gives them. Pẹ̀lẹ́, sorry, are you okay? So, I mean, I used to work with UNICEF, and it was very shocking that at some point when UNICEF tried to take some of these beggars off the road, many of them didn't want to leave the road. Even though they're going to have money that is structured that they can plan with, they would rather beg. So, different things, fear for risk, fear for the unknown, some people not having confidence in themselves, different reasons hold us back. But the truth of the matter is that if you don't change, you will get changed. And as science has shown us, the species of animals that have survived have not been the strongest or the biggest or the one with the highest body mass. It has been the one with the highest level of adaptability. Because if you try, you can fail, but if you don't try, you have failed. I say it again. If you try, you can fail. If you don't try, you have failed. And in my own English, there is even nothing like failure. What you have is practice. There is nothing like failure. What you have is practice, a learning opportunity. Because I ask people, tell me one thing, that you now know how to do so well, but you picked it one day and this level of mastery you have, you had it from day one. Tell me. I normally crack the joke. Have you forgotten that at some point, common to write on a straight line, we couldn't do it? I keep asking, is it 2B or 2D? Or this book that has lines? They had to give us far before we could write. Tell me one thing that you know how to do that you didn't have to do by practice. So then why are you now afraid of venturing simply because you may not get it the first time? That is the template. It wasn't designed that you get it first time. That's why they say practice make perfect. So this is a major conversation when it comes to the new year, because you see, because we don't have to do anything for the day to break and for the day to set. Many people are happy to just coast and float. Like Yoruba will say that, Ori ole o ki buruburu, kile mashu. Because whether he walks or doesn't walk, the night will come. The lazy man thinks that the darkness of the night is covering his shame. It is not, because tomorrow is coming again. So you need, because if you don't shift your mind on this, I mean, the years that you have lived, if you have not been planning, you have lived those years. And sometimes it makes it look like, oh, I cannot come and go and kill myself, Jerry. What will be, will be. No. You have the responsibility to define what will be. And that is why I'm saying that to win in the year is very simple. You need to be intentional to take control. Take control. Build capacity to influence, to determine, to direct, to chart your own course. Okay? Do not let anything stand in your way, because you are responsible for what you achieve. And that's why the key operating word for the next 2 months is about being intentional. That's what it is, being intentional. Okay, so we are diving a little lower now. What do you want? Do you want to exist or do you want to thrive? Please, who can join this contribution? What's the difference between existing and thriving? Anybody? The floor is open. If you are in a place that's not too noisy, please. Somebody say something. If you're in a place that's not too noisy, what do you understand? What's the difference between thriving and existing?
I think existing means like things just happen to you. But thriving,
Yes.
you're being intentional and you plan things out. And then you try to
Okay.
achieve your goal this way.
I like that. I'm looking for more. Who can help me? What's the difference? Existing, thriving. What's the difference? Thank you, Isaiah. Yes,
In
difference.
life, existing in life is just mean going with the flow, whereby striving means succeeding in everything you are doing.
Thank you, sir. Please, can you rename so that at least I know who has just spoken? Please, what's your name?
Ajadi Timak.
Okay. Ọ̀gá mi, sir. Ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta o. Nice to hear your voice.
Fine,
Yes.
sir.
Existing. I need more. What's the difference between existing and thriving? Modupe, I want to hear your voice.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good afternoon. Ifeolu was speaking. Existing means just being in existence, going through things, and just focused on life, just generally. But thriving means you are encountering challenges, you are trying to maneuver the challenge, you are trying to just manage yourself. Existing means
Thank you,
just
sir.
like living straightforward, no konironu in Yoruba.
That's deep. Thank you, sir. Modupe, can you talk? Let me hear your voice. I'm happy to have you here. Say something. Are you able? Okay. Existing means that you are not dead. That's the only thing. Existing means you are not dead. Existing means you are not dead. That's all. When they are counting people who are still alive, they will count you. You are not doing much more than that. You are just existing. You are not dead. But when we say thriving, you are not only producing, you are yielding, you are growing, you are increasing. And I want you to pause. This is not a session to shame anybody or to make you feel bad about yourself. But I tell people that are close to me, use your pain, use your pain. Use your pain to your advantage. Use your pain because pain is useful. There is a place for pain. Pain is to show you something is not working, is to bring some things to your attention, is to let you be aware of where you are. So that if you learn how to use your pain, you can grow. So if you can stop and just reflect, how has your journey been so far? What do you see? Is this Adeoye I'm looking at here or another one? Adeoye Aboduin, are you? Pastor, is it you on this call?
It is you, sir.
Hey! Ogago! I'm happy to connect. We've not spoken for how many years? 10?
Almost 2 to 3 years, sir.
Wow! How are you doing?
I'm very sorry, sir.
This is a very big pastor in the UK. Oh, thank you for joining our small conversation here. I'm excited to have you here. Please feel free to contribute. It'd be nice to hear your voice on one or two things. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's not small at all, and I'm enjoying the conversation. The truth is that there's a disconnect, sir, for a
Yes.
lot of us. People like you that have gone ahead, there are many, many deep revelations in quotes, and many deep, the core ideas and thought processes that made up people like you is getting lost in society. There's a lot of half-hearted. I've an opportunity to work with you at very close quarters, and there are deep principles that guide your life. And not only you, people like peers and who work together. There's that huge discrepancy. The things you are sharing, how many people even do evaluation, weekly, monthly, yearly, the kind of questions you are asking. They are deep things, and that's how greatness is delivered. Dr. Kolade is gone now. One of my personal pains was that I promised myself I was going to find time to speak to someone like him, but never got around to doing it. So what's the bigger point? And the things you are sharing are very deep. And I'm here learning and taking notes. And I'm just encouraging all of us to please, the things that Timak is saying are very deep. And Timak does not say something else and live another life. I have an opportunity to work with him on a few projects and there. Always exciting. So I'm learning, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. That was very kind of you. Thanks for the kind words. Thank you very much. And I agree with you. And sometimes I wonder why I'm pushing myself. I've not been well. I've had a very torrid week, but this is the little we can do. We put it out there. If this was Alibaba now, we have the hundred or whatever available slots there will have been filled. But let's hope that we can touch 1, 2, 3, 5 people who can also go and do the same, and we'll grow from there. Thank you very much, Adeyu. We will still catch up outside the program. Thanks very much.
Yes, sir.
So the message is reflect, think about it. Think about it, and if you are not happy with what you've seen so far, it's becoming a very common cliche now that to be doing the same thing the same way and expecting it's a different outcome is not far from madness. So let it not just be talk. The opportunity we have today is to say, how can we move? And if you like what you have been doing, please do more of it. Like I said, it's just cycles. It's just the law of cycles. Just the law of cycles. And once you master the discipline, like I was giving example in the example of golf, or even the example of Formula One, there's a tire for the wet surface, there's a tire for the hot surface. Then you have the issue of strategy. Are you doing one stop? Are you doing two stops? Then there is the issue of how do you change your tire? How long does it take? Then you have two drivers. Do you allow them to once you can almost list these things. And I don't want to go ahead of myself, but when I'm in that zone, it's about locating purpose. That's why I'm showing this on the screen. There's no cheap option. There is no easy option. Being broke is hard. Being rich is hard. The question is, which hard do you want to choose? Making plan for 2026 is hard. Floating and flowing with 2026 is also hard. Question is which one you want to choose. Many people struggle with purpose because for many of them it is not a straight line. Finding purpose is hard. Living a life as it comes is also hard. It's the choose or the choice that you have to make that is up to you. So how do you win with life? If you reduce it to a few things. Number one, be clear with purpose. Number two, make a plan. Make a plan. Number three, wake up every day and run after your plan. In this presentation, I call it ride it because it's not straight. Sometimes you get beaten down. You dust yourself up again and you go. But if you keep striving at it, you are going to win. Number four is to remain humble and remain patient. And I'm not trying to be religious here, but number five, which actually should have been number one and number two, is to make sure you go with God because He's the one that controls time and chance, period. So whether you are trying to become a surgeon, you are trying to start a business, you want to run a family, you are in employment, this same thing, season after season. Some season, the planning is the heavy part. Another season, the execution is the heavy part. It's like today there is rain on the golf course, tomorrow there is wind on the golf course, but the goal is still the same. Par 5, par 4, par 3. You start from this point, 2 hits, 3 hits get you into the hole. It doesn't matter whether it is raining or shining or windy or not. So choose the right hard. Choose the hard where there is meaning to your life, where you wake up every day and there's something that you are chasing. And I try to reduce everything into some very basic things. How do you get intentional? The first question, and these are very useful points you may just want to note. How do you get intentional? Number one, what do you want? What do you want? List it. I'm not judging you, and there is your agenda, your desires are valid. What do you want? List it. Okay? What do you want? List everything that you are interested in. What can you see in front of you? Your dream is valid. But the more more important question, which has a way of streamlining your what, is to be able to answer your why. Why do you want it? Because everybody is blowing. You too want to blow and buy your own car and be doing boo, 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 boo in the neighborhood and making noise. Or you want to be able to post your own picture of you too. You are flying first class or you are... Those are fake lives. That's not the agenda. It must be something that is connected to something higher and deeper than that. And one thing, I'm not teaching purpose today, but one thing you must know is that your purpose is actually not just about you. Your purpose is a small piece in this big puzzle called world that God has given you to go and contribute so that the puzzle can be complete. So, once you know what you want, focus on the why, excuse me. With the why, many of the what will disappear. You can then get reduced to the essential what that you need, and then calibrate your journey. Where do you want to be in X number of years? I call it reverse engineering. Go forward. Go forward. I don't like to touch religion, maybe because the pastor is here now. He has entered, he has activated the religious mood in my head. But you know that when you read about the Bible, you say that the Lamb of God that was slain from the foundation of the world, even before man sinned, that's how it works. That is reverse engineering. Reverse engineering. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? If you can paint it clearly, work it back, you will know exactly what you need to be doing today. You can't be depressed when you have that. You can't be frustrated when you have that. You may be stressed, you may be pressured. Sometimes we have anxiety, but depression, no, because there's something you are trying to do. Every day you get at it. And you know that fortune favors the brave. As you run after it, doors will open. There's something they call the laws of attraction. People that knew nothing about you, that don't, things, you just pull it in because you are a man, you are a woman going somewhere. Okay? So you break it down, you make it smart. DOD stands for definition of done. You are clear as to what you are trying to do. What are the habits that you need to form? Study, wake up, connect, network, seek God, whatever. And then create a vision board. Visualize it. Put it on the fridge. Put it on the wall. Put it in the office. Make it your screensaver. Make it your wallpaper. Let it assault your senses everywhere. And if you can, find somebody to travel with you. Today, one of my partners in the office, I just finished a 1-week training today, and he came around and brought one of his books, his first book, and gave it to another facilitator on the program. And I just noted in my mind, this book that he was handing out was a dream a year and a half ago. He came to me and said, you know what? I want to write this book and I want you to be my accountability partner. And we sat on it, made a plan, check in, and he released that book as he had planned to do. So you can do it. And then the last thing is to start. Please, if you're on this call, if you can talk or you can type, please just say start. Because all this English amounts to nothing until you start. Go to the chat box, type start. If you can talk, or mute and just say start and tell somebody to start. So that's the name of the game. Yes, I have 2 starts. I'm looking for more. So I know I'm not by myself. Tell somebody to start. Or mute and say start. All I have, okay, I have 3 now. Yes, I need more. I need 2 more. And if you can talk, please go ahead and talk about and say start. Okay, so that's it. You just need to get it started. Okay, so this is preamble, but it is necessary because year after year, very, very unsurprisingly, every year you have how many number of people come? Less than 1% of people that attend this training actually do anything about it. It's not unusual, but I'm hoping that you will be a part of that 1% because that is really the reality. Because it's hard, really it's hard. It's harder than just preparing for Christmas and eating chicken and buying new clothes, and then the new year comes and then you are moping, and then January becomes February, February becomes June, June becomes October, another happy new year, and you are happy to live that way. It's harder than that. But just know that floating is also hard, okay? So I'm inviting you to please do something about it. Now, we like to just use stories for this session. So let's just run through this story. This story is about a young professional. His name is Charles. And he woke up one day and just realized that, wait, I have a headache. What's the problem? But because he's a very self-aware person, he's thinking, what's running at the back of my mind? Why am I having a headache? I shouldn't be having a headache. There's no reason for it. And so as he hit the car, heading to the office that day, his mind was just dancing around that question. What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Then his mind hit the answer. Oh, it's because it is now October going to November, and I have not even started talking about the new year. But immediately he thought about that. His mind then went again into reverse. Wait, even this year, how has it been? There were things I wanted to do. Oh yes, I remember I wanted to write that ICANN, or I wanted to write that engineering exam, or that project management exam, or that, oh yeah, I passed. Yeah, I passed. I wanted to change that comment. Oh yes, I did. I did. And then, oh, as I was thinking about it, I was feeling a little bit better. Okay, that's fine. But as soon as the smile kind of took away a bit of the headache, his mind kicked in again to say, but wait, the first question has not been answered. What exactly is the problem? He then realized that, it's about 2026. I am yet to get into the road of planning for the new year. The question still remains unanswered, but at least now he's aware of what the problem is. And that is why this guy has come to Hey Coach today. And I hope that is also the reason why you are here, because we are now looking back into 2025, and then we want to ask these questions. How has the year been for you? Because hindsight gives us insights, and if we use those insights very well, we are able to improve our foresight. Okay, so 2 minutes. Can you reflect on 2025? How has it been? How have you fared? Your finances, your career, your spirituality, your relationships, your health. When you put everything together, how have you fared? Do we have anybody here who wants to share their 2025 journey with us? Is there anybody here who tried to make a plan? Are you kind enough to bless us with the story of your journey? Anybody? At whatever level of detail you are willing to share. If you are able to, please just unmute and share. We are 10 months thereabout now. Anybody? What has your journey been like? Remember, this is an experience sharing program. It's not a teaching, it's not a training. Anybody?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a very interesting question you are asking,
Please go
sir.
ahead.
It's a very interesting question you are asking, sir, because I'm in the process of creating some things that I know will be needed about the new year and changes that we should expect in the new year.
Sorry, is
For
it just
example,
me? Is it just me? I'm struggling to hear Pastor David.
oh, please hold on a minute.
Is it just
It could
me?
be.
It's a bit muffled.
How
Not
about now?
very.
Is it
Yeah.
okay now?
Yes, better now.
Okay. I said the question you're asking is very interesting because I'm just in the process of creating some things for 2026 in terms of planning. And I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian. I pray about everything and anything. So I'm literally in the midst of prayers for 2026. And I remember just thinking about Nigeria and the changes in Nigerian environment. And I know this will interest you, T-Mark. The Nigerian business environment is about to change very significantly because of a few factors. Number one of
Yes,
them is tax.
yes,
This new
thank you.
tax regime has a lot of implications. That is
Yes,
one of the Nigeria is one of the tax havens
yes,
in the world. But now that's about to change to some
yes,
significant extent with the new rule.
yes,
But more importantly, for me, I just know that 2025 has been interesting. For donkey years, for example, I had wanted to write books, and I have titles and have written books plenty. My journals, if I check all my journals, the books that I've written down that I'm going to write cannot be less than probably 80 because I read a lot and I love knowledge, which is why you and I used to gist at that time for long hours when we worked together. I mean, positive gist, not negative ones. So it's not idle talk. Every second with you, knowledge will always come out. So this year, this afternoon, I wrote some books last year, but that's pure ministry. But this year, I just saw 4 of my books on Amazon. I just ordered my first copy today. So that as you're narrating that story, I'm excited. I was about to say, the year has been. I remember, I just saw the books in front of me. They're all on Amazon. There's meditative intelligence, or how to meditate or think, negotiative intelligence, career intelligence, and anti-fragile career intelligence. I do a lot of thinking and reflection, and that's good news for me. And the key was I started. I remember when I sat at my laptop
exactly.
and a friend of mine had stolen some of my materials in quotes, and I wasn't happy with him. But no problem. I said I left the material, and I remember where I shared the material with him and how he stole it. So that gingered me to write. So as you're talking now, I'm saying, can it be that when people see my material is my own track or my own pattern that motivates me? Is that my moment of pain? Because how come I've been sitting with all this knowledge for years? I mean, as you know, Tim, I train project management, and it's a wonder I've not written my first project management book till now. And I've trained project management at very, very deep levels. Total number of PMPs I've helped to certify cannot be less than, at the last count, 800. Now, I don't have a single book or course on project management. That's strange. What's wrong with me? Is this bewitchment or a demonic attack?
So
Let's see.
let's go. 2026. Let's do it.
Yes, yes. So maybe I need someone to copy me. And then
I
when I
will now
tell
ginger you. Please come and lend it to me now. Maybe you know where you lent that guy. Bring it to me. Then maybe when I copy you, maybe that will ginger you.
well, seriously, I'm listening with a lot of interest because what you're saying is deep and real. We all need to find that thing that kicks us to action. So I'm going to write all my goals for last year. Which ones did I do and why did I do them? I will
Yes,
now
that's what we're
take
doing.
that pattern and use to motivate myself for the new year. That's my own
That's
way of
where we're
applying the thing we've been
going.
saying.
That's where we're going. Thank you, sir. Yes, anybody want to share their story this year? Any reflection to share this year? How's the year been? Plus, minus? Anybody else? Hello? Anybody? Okay. So for me, I've always had a written plan, sometimes 35 years. As I'm getting older now, the span is shortening. But the year actually, which is what happens when you plan. The plan doesn't mean it will go exactly the way you have thought about it or the way you have planned it. But it shows that when you wake up every day, there is direction for your energy. There is direction for your effort. But many times there are surprises. The highlights of the year for me had nothing to do with what I could have seen. This year, from nowhere, I got an opportunity to run a training in China, from nowhere. This year, from nowhere, I got an opportunity to run a training in Singapore, from nowhere. And just let me just stop at those two, just by way of highlight. But when we went, because I have retreats at different levels. I have my own family retreat, I have my own personal retreat, then I have the retreat for the different brands that I run. And one of the things we wanted to do for my core brand, which is the consulting brand, was, can we have opportunity with specific target to enter some other training communities where we can access entrepreneurs and help them to win, because that's what we're all about. I couldn't have seen China, I couldn't have seen Singapore, and I knew nothing about them. I laid 0 credits. I claimed 0 credit on it. Okay? That's on one side. Then think of the app that I've been working on, I've been chasing for a number of years. The target was that by June, July, latest, that app will be fully commercial. We launched the app. We've had a lot of technical issues as I speak. Even in between this session, I've tried to check up with the engineers. How is this going? That has still not landed. By my head, by now, we are already commercially alive. So my point is just that when we talk about this thing, we are not saying that there's somebody who can sit somewhere and script what the year will look like. But the difference, and I'm just glad I found the word for it, is that without a plan, your energy and your effort are dispersed. There is no direction. There is no concentration. There is no focus. You will wake up every day, whether you plan or not, and you will do some things, whether you plan or not. The difference between the person that has a plan and the one that does not is that the person that has a plan is like somebody just sprinkling water. Just sprinkle it. It amounts to very little compared to somebody who has container and is trying to fill a drum. The drum may not be filled, the drum may overfill, but you look every day, and one of the ingredients of success is a sense of progress. One of the ingredients of joy, I meant to say, is a sense of progress. One of the ingredients of joy is a sense of progress. The person dispersing could have even dispersed more water than the person trying to gather, but I can't have the same sense of progress that somebody who has a drum or a bottle or a flask or a kettle can track. Oh, it used to be at this level. Now it has come up. Now it has come up. I speak about this app now as if it's a passing phase. You have no idea how much of my resources that thing has consumed. And it is still not out. But I'm still excited about it because it gives me direction. I wake up every day. When I'm planning, I remember it. I can pray about it. I can reach out to those who know. I can push on it. It gives me hope. If it clicks, this can happen. That's what you lose. That's what you miss. When all you do is just live day to day and you're just floating. But it doesn't matter what the year has been so far. We didn't ask this question to ask whether your tire was inflated or your tire is round. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go through this wheel of life. You may ask later on the group or read up on your own. But what we are saying is that right now, you can decide to have a trophy for Christmas, a trophy for you for Christmas. It doesn't matter, it matters very little what you've done with the year. The question we're asking is, what can you do with November? What can you do with December? And 6 quick steps to lead you there. If you are interested in this, I am very happy to work with you. All you need to do is just, right now, starting from now, list out not more than 3 things that you like to achieve before the end of the year. And then from there, pick the one that is most important to you. It could be that you want to run towards pain, or you want to move, you want towards pleasure, or you want to move away from pain. Number 3, will then be to break it down. Remember that when you are doing your number 2, that is where your why question comes in. So number 3 is then break it down. What do I need? I need money. I need this. I need that. Break it down. Rank it. Arrange it. Okay? Run through it in your mind. Identify the things that you need and begin to add dates to these things. Assume you have everything that you need. Add dates to them. I need this by end of October. Then this one first week of November. It doesn't have to be anything big or grand, but it's something that you desire to have. And it is something that can be achieved in the remaining 2 months. Take a cardboard, look for images, look for pictures that speaks to this thing, print them, cut them, paste them on the cardboard, put the cardboard, create as many as you can, take pictures, make them wallpapers, make them screensavers, make them anything, wherever you can see them, put them on your fridge, put them everywhere. Find an accountability partner. Someone that can say, I'm working with you on this, that can check with you, that you can run to, pray with you, help you one way or the other. And most importantly, start now. Floating is hard, but you can think like a winner and then choose the winning hand, because at least there is something to show for your favor. For your labor. And that is where we are going. I will skip this. I will come back to connect with you, because we need to finish this in another 20, 30 minutes. So that is the looking back part. If you need us to work with you, join the Telegram chat. My producer will put this up very shortly. And if you want us to work with you for the rest of this year, for the 2 months, you have something you want to chase, let's do it together. That's why we are here. And we'll be very glad. And what you are doing for the 2 months of this year, for the remaining 2 months of this year, is similar to what you need to do for 2026. I decided to just abstract this out, because this is one of the testimonials from this program that we ran 2023 to 2024, I think, or was it 2024 to 2025? I think it was 2023 to 2024. I give you a minute to look at it. This young lady came, wanted to get married, wanted to increase her salary, wanted to grow in her career, wanted to run an academic program. And the message she sent to me, this is just a clip from WhatsApp. It was me that asked, how far so far? Because I worked with her that year. And the answer is what you have here. So, if it be you, that's the message. It can be you. It can be you. It can be you. You only need to make up your mind how you want to go. So, how do you go to win 2026? Similar to what I've said, but let me just rehash. Start with a wish list. Your wishes are valid. Your desires are valid. Nobody is judging you or standing in your way. But once you are done that, rank them, because you can't travel in multiple directions at the same time. So what's your scale of preference? Then number 3, very, very important. What's your why? Why? It has to be a why that is positive, a why that is not just about you. It's not just your selfish desire, pride, ego. What is your why? And then if you can take the time to create the why, you will realize that the visualization becomes a lot easier. Create your vision board, like I just described, and then break it down. similar to what you are doing for the last 2 months of the year. But the last one of it, the last point here is very important to me because we are products of routines. We are products of habits. Some habits you have right now will stand in your way. Some people are lazy. Some people they procrastinate. Some they are timid. Some they are extra. They are excessive in their emotions. Whatever, you need to identify the routine and habits that will lead you to where you want to go, and you must be committed to it. And please find an accountability partner if you can, because it will make a lot of difference on the journey. Sometimes when you are tired and you don't feel like continuing, the thought of being accountable will push you, or sometimes even your accountability partner is able to jump into the ring and see how to help you. If you do this and you are able to then get started, are you aware that you don't have to wait till January 1 for you to start chasing your 2026 dream? Did you hear me? You do not wait. You do not need to wait. I know some people around me right now who have already teed off and they have activated what they want to chase for 2026. So they are not going to the year and they are wondering. Certain things are now in place. They've been cooking this a little, cook that a little, cook this a little, cook that a little. Like just getting the balls on the tee for you to strike for a game of golf. What is stopping you? So I like to operationalize my concept so that it's not just that you can win 2026 and it is sounding very far away. It should not be. So I've given you 7 steps, and they are just simple things that you can do right now. You don't need anybody. You don't need any gadgets, any trappings. All that you need to get this done is with you, so that you don't just wake up again. It is October 2026, and you are wondering, where did the year go? Before I stop, let me just recognize the fact that if you are living in Nigeria, these are not necessarily the smiling time. Pastor David just mentioned that the economic landscape next year is going to be very different. The sentiments in the economy has shifted. Last year, it was anxiety, it was uncertainty, we don't know what the price of things will be tomorrow. Exchange rate is climbing. Nobody knows. Nobody knew where it was going to stop. But the sentiment has softened. CBN has now reduced rates, I think twice now. The exchange rate has achieved a lot of stability, has even improved in the last couple of weeks, though marginally. The general sentiment around the economy by way of GDP growth and all of that, if that makes any sense to you, is beginning to become more positive. But the truth is, the reality staring us in the way is still not going away, so there's nowhere to hide. The purchasing power is still as poor as it has been in the last recent years. So the struggle to live, the struggle to stay above water is real, the hustle is real, the grind is real, which is why then what should you do for 2026? So with the reality in front of us, I am not asking you to do this plan like I do not live in Nigeria. And let me say that this thing is not peculiar to Nigeria. Different countries, almost all the countries of the world are dealing with it. Even those that we think are wealthy, because of the human nature of always wanting more, they also have their own pressure. But for those of us who are at the short end of the stick and who are struggling to see how to proceed, in the middle of your trying to plan, how do you even stand? How do you get your footing? How do you get your grinding? The first thing is that as you are getting to the end of the year, as you're starting the new year, try to optimize. Do you have a budget? Do you live on a budget? What are the small tweaks that you can make that can give you some breathing space mentally, whatever it is that is stressing you. If it is financial, I know some people this year who had to stop trying to eat out at work. It was a little stress, but they would rather cook and go with food from home. And that saved them 15% of their running cost. Some had to stop taking Uber or taking taxi or driving and look for a friend they could ride with as much as they could, or even some mass transit transportation that gave some comfort and they could join. What is the little tweak you could do? Do you need to change the school where your children are? It's no big deal. I've done it twice. I don't owe anybody any explanation. My sanity and my health is more important than what anybody thinks. And maybe some people are even waiting for me to make the move so that they can have the confidence to do. Who knows? What are those little changes that you should do to give yourself some breathing space? What are those things that consume your budget? Do you even know where your money goes right now? Can you do an analysis and identify where your money goes? And then see how you can save some, invest some. So the first thing, as you are making your wish for 2026, is to optimize. The second is to make a plan. I am not going to overflow that because I have already covered it. Make a wish, rank them, establish your why, then make a plan, break it down, identify the things you need, put a date to them. What do you have? What do you need? What is the gap? Pray about it. Ask for help. Do whatever you need to. But here we say make a plan. And then I mentioned this earlier. Number 3 is to then ride it. If you have ever been on a horse or been in a plane or been in a car, you know that riding is not always smooth. Ride it means there will be bumps, there will be stops, there may even be detours, but you need to ride it. Challenge yourself. Don't give up. I saw a post on one of my contacts status, I think day before yesterday. I can't remember the name of this pastor, but I see him around regularly. It was a very short stop. It was a very short clip. He just said, don't stop. Don't give up. Or people will laugh at you. They will ask you, they will say, we told you you are not going to be able to finish. They will say, we told you you can't make it. So if for nothing else, don't give up. Just keep pushing. It is better than stopping or standing and just wallowing in self-pity and setting up a pity party for yourself. Ride it. It will not be smooth, it will not be easy, but you can do it, because even not doing anything is also not easy. Okay? Then number 4, very important, leverage. That's what Pastor David was saying, even though his own leverage was a negative leverage. Leverage, ask for help, look for people, reach out, see what you can get from your network, from your community. One of the success principle is to ask for help. One of my bosses put something on his table. Ask. You might meet your helper. Leverage your old student community, your office, your friend, your church. When in the Bible, when God was going to solve that widow's problem, he was going to borrow empty vessels. It was easy for her to get empty container. Jesus didn't ask her to go and borrow oil. Just go and get empty container. They were willing to give her empty container. So there is always something somewhere that you can leverage. And last but not the least, win. If you are still on the call, please just go in and type win. Type it with a lot of exclamation marks. Shout it, loud it. If you can talk, unmute and shout win, because it gets into your mind. Win. Because 2026, you will win. You must win. It is not negotiable. As long as you are willing to put in the element that you require, you will win. You will win. So if you are still on the call, please type win, shout win. Tell yourself, I can win, I will win, because you will be committed to doing what you need to do, and then you can win. Win, yes, win. Shout it, loud it, loud it. And I hope you have found how we operationalize our content. I hope you have found it useful, because you can relate with it. Just make a plan. I mean, just make a wish, make a plan, run after it, and then you get to where you are going. Don't let that overwhelm you. Just get started. Okay? So, but in the middle of everything, there's still one thing I was asking to do next year. You must win. So it's about looking forward. And typically what we will do is that we will give you an open invitation. If you want us to run with you, work with you for this 2026, you have between now and November 15 to do what we have said. Make a wish, prioritize, then make a plan, then get started. All the things we've said. If you want to join this movement for 2026, you can send in your draft plan by the 15th, and we will get on calls, either individually or as a team, to walk through them, identify, help you to clarify, support you, give you insight, give you input, build you something that has a handle that you can hold and run with, so that we want to demystify it. We want to bring it close, very close, so that you can get into November, get into December with confidence that 2026 is within your reach and you are able to win it. So if you submit by the 15th, when we come for the last episode of the year, which will be the November 29th, by the grace of God, we will debrief this together, and then we can now activate the countdown to your win. Yay! That's what we are planning to do. That's how we do it every year. And if it's something that interests you, take note of those dates. November 15th for you to submit, so that when we are meeting November 29th, we can all come together and debrief it. Why? Because it ain't over until you win, like Pastor Ashimolowo will say. So it ain't over until it is over. It doesn't matter what you've done with January to October 2025. November 2025 can be the turning point, can be that point where you take off. And as you walk towards it, you make it happen. You choose the better hard, the hard that empowers you, the hard that moves you forward. That is what we are pushing and encouraging you to do this time of the year, and that will be the content that we are sharing for today. So, thank you very much for being here. The floor is open, the mic is open. I've said a number of things. You have the opportunity now to join the conversation. Unmute, ask a question, make a contribution, seek any clarification, share your thoughts, your opinion about this. I am a product of this journey. I didn't have anybody to do this for me. Some people are tired of hearing my story, but my father died when I was 8. And this thing I'm sharing with you, I've had to practically figure it out myself and pay very expensive prices. And if I am here today, I said it before, I started drawing up plans since 1991. That was when my first written, not plan in my head, written plan. And at some point, I had 35-year plan written on the financial side, on the career side, on the spiritual side, on the family side, on the money side. I still have some of those manuscripts and some of those journey. So this thing I'm telling you, I'm not telling you because of where I am today. I'm telling you because it is what, by the grace of God, God has used to get me to where I am today. And you too irrespective of where you are right now, regardless of what is going on in your world right now, if you want to try it, it will amaze you. The biggest amazement is not the result you deliver. The biggest amazement is the person you become. Your life will be different. You will be more joyful. You will be more purposeful. You will be less cranky. You will be less anxious. Depression cannot be around your head. A trial, like they say, we convince you. Okay, so the mic is open. Let's have the conversations before we land this aircraft on the tarmac. Anybody, any contribution? Anybody? Any contribution?
Okay, so I would like to say something. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Please, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Mayowa Olatunji. Okay,
Okay, sir.
First, I would like to appreciate you for this platform. I just want to join and see and hear. Let me just hear first and let me know what's going on. And I think this is all about me, and this is all about what I really want at this time of my life. So I've got a lot of things growing up, right from I think secondary school or so, that I've really want to work on. But one of the challenges I've had with life so far is let's say mentoring or not having a coach. So I have to figure a lot of things out myself, and that's really been stressful. That's really not been easy. So from doing this to doing this, even as at today, I would say that even the profession I am doing presently is as a result of, okay, let me do this too. So I think this would be a great opportunity for me as an individual, because it's like I'm now having someone to journey with on my path, like someone that can actually hold my hand and show me, okay, this is how it works, that I can be accountable to. So for me, I think it's a good thing, and I am really happy I joined this, at least being the first time, and I am so impressed, like I'm at the right place. So thank you very much, and I look forward to submitting my own year-end and New Year wish list. Thank you.
Fantastic. And Maiwa, I will be very happy to work with you. John, please, can you drop the email address? You can drop my personal email address. That's fine. You can drop my T-Consult email address. Drop it. This is my life purpose. I love doing this. I enjoy this. And I'm grateful for the privilege of having built so many people in my career, in my journey, in my life journey, so many people. So I will be glad. My only caveat is I don't have any patience for somebody who wants to waste my time. But if you are ready for the journey, let's go. Let's enjoy the ride. Coaching makes a lot of difference, and you will see. And I hope that when you also get the benefit, you'll be able to share it with other people to go along. So thank you very much for that contribution. I'm glad we have you here today. Yes, any other contribution on my side? I'm done, because if there's none, it's been a brutal. The year has been very brutal. I tend to sit down. I'm like David. Me, you say I just shush my mouth. The kind of books, the amount of manuscript I've started. My own problem is just that I need the quiet. I'm not one person who wants to write book with ChatGPT. I don't want. I want to write my book, because it's not just about becoming an author. It's about sharing my own experience. So, but I would also take your challenge. I'm praying that I will get to the spot very soon where I can also get my own stuff, my own content down, and see where we go from here. Yes, any more contribution before we draw the anchor? Any more contribution? Producer, please have you dropped those links? Drop the link for the Telegram link. Please drop my email address. And then we also normally have a survey. It's just a 1-minute survey, 3 questions, very, very short. So we'd like you to just complete. I'm doing all of this to just let anybody who has any final things to say to please come on and say it. Because it's an open house. Anything I say just to set the tone for what we are trying to say. Any contribution from anybody? Producer, are you there? I can't see your action. I can't see anything from you. John, JT. Okay, so that's the first one. We have the survey. Please help complete it. It's just, I think, 3 questions. Nothing heavy. Let's just have it so that we can learn. And then while he's doing that, don't drop off yet. Email address for me, and then the Telegram link. Telegram link, email address, and the survey. That will be all from my side. So, if there is no other question, comment, or contribution from everybody, let me just thank you very much for investing your time with us today and giving us the privilege of being a part of your evening this Saturday. Next time we are talking, we will be staring at Christmas ahead. We pray that God will keep us safe, continue to lead and guide all of us, and that if there's anyone here who is still planning to chase anything between the end of the year, like me, get my app out. Pray that God will join with us and give us success. And thank you very much. It would be nice to have you here with us again in November when we do the last one for the year. Until then, have a very good evening. Ciao, ciao, wherever you are from across the globe, and catch you around sometime soon. Pastor Adeoye, I am really happy I'm happy you were able to make it today. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you all the best. Good night.